Okay, so last year, Canada Post, the people that deliver our mail and are like, cool, we need these people. It's like one of the best government services. Basically, if from what I remember, they wanted to be paid better. And I don't blame them. Everybody wants to be paid better. Honestly, the minimum wage should be higher for everybody. That's just me, though. I think people deserve to be able to buy nice things when they want to, when they work full time. That's just me. Well, it's not just me. There's a lot of cool people that agree with me. Anyways, Canada Post is potentially going on strike again. And I am worried. I am worried that. Let's turn that off. Okay, here's an article from Global News. Like, you know, fuck off. Really? You guys saw that, right? It it's crashing and coming back. This is annoying. Okay, but Global News talking about how Canada Post strike could be coming in May. What we know. So, from my understanding, I think it was, yeah, May 22nd was when the contract for this union expires. And so far, wait, who are they arguing with? Are they fighting Canada? The Crown Corporation and the. Oh, okay, so there is an actual corporation running the post. Cool. Nationalize it, pay them better, give them the best benefits. They should be government workers. I'm pretty sure they are. Returned to the bargaining table on Wednesday after failing to come to a deal in March. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers is back at the negotiating table with Canada Post, working to secure new collective agreements for our urban and rural and suburban mail carriers bargaining units. The union said in an email to Global News. Basically, if this strike does go through, I don't need the article anymore, anyways. If this strike does go through, we gotta back up. We gotta back up that union, however we can. Raise our voices, whatever. Promote that union, and we do not want the government, like, we don't want the actual federal government stepping in and forcing the union to take whatever deal just to get the services back. No, we will. If the strike happens, it's supposed to be disruptive. It's supposed to put pressure on the Crown Corporation in this case. It's supposed to put pressure on the corporation in order to, like, that's the leverage workers have. It's our labor. If they do not wish to fairly compensate our labor, we should withhold that labor. But it's damn near impossible to do if you don't have a union. And it's hard as fuck to do even with a union. I used to be union. I was in a construction union. I'm not going back to construction. But that union is still better than not having it. Unironically, I miss being in a union. I am currently working a non-union position. Fuck. Oh, okay, my battery's dying. Okay, I'm currently in a non-union position, and I want to be union again. It's seriously, a bad union is better than no union. Just having that union has those owners, those CEOs, those managers, they bite their tongue a little bit better, at the very least. Trust me. Okay, I gotta put this battery away. And I don't know if you guys heard or remember the Freedom Convoy that happened a couple years ago. I don't know. It was a bunch of right. I'm going to say far right. It was a bunch of far right types that were like, we want. Right. It was during COVID. So they wanted to not have to deal with the quarantine shit coming back into Canada from the States. Or it was, no, they didn't want to have to deal with quarantine in the States after they travel through. And they were blocking like the highways, excuse me, towards like Montreal, Ottawa, like to Ottawa, the capital city of our fucking country, to protest something going on across the border. So that was just dumb. And like when people were like, "Hey, dude, you're protesting something that's not under the control of the Canadian government," they said, "We know our First Amendment." And I was like, "Yeah, me too. I also recognize that Manitoba is a province." Because that's the First Amendment to the Canadian Constitution. These people, they follow American politics more than they follow Canadian. And to be fair, I was guilty of this too. But I also recognize that our politics are different from American politics. We've got parliamentary system, but we still need political reform. That's a topic for another video. Right now, the reason I bring up the Freedom Convoy is because I think it was like as the protest was getting getting broken up, and it's over, it's ending. I'm pretty sure this is how it played out. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then after that is when Trudeau invoked emergency powers to freeze their bank accounts. Now, I don't fucking like the Freedom Convoy protesters, but that was a fucking scary, egregious misuse of emergency powers to target your political enemies. And that precedent has me worried about the Canadian or the Canada Post Union strike if it happens. I remember the Trudeau's Back to Work initiative or something like that when the ports out here were on strike because they wanted better wages. I can't blame them. Shipping companies make a lot of fucking money, so it makes sense that their workers would want a bigger share of that pie. It's the problem. The problem is the higher ups don't want to pay you. That's what it is. And I don't want Carney to do the exact same thing. But honestly, I kind of expect it. He's a fucking banker after all. That's his background. I don't think he's really a... He's definitely better than, Polivra was for being a voice of the people. But no, we need I want a different prime minister. But I also don't want to there's a lot of people that used to say fuck Trudeau, and while I agree with the sentiment, I agreed with it for different reasons than them. They just hated liberals because they're liberals and they think liberals are communists. I'm a socialist and I think liberals are not communists. They care about the fucking capital. They want the markets to always be around. They can't imagine life without them. Personally, the markets are why I hate life. They're a big part of it anyways. But we tried our best to make the world as good a place as possible. And best way you can fight back against corporate overreach, corporate corruption is to unionize your workplace. If you're not a manager, you should be able to find resources to unionize. It won't be easy, and it's not something I can explain how to do right now. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time, and in some cases it takes a lot of skill, because you're if the corporation finds out you're starting to talk about unionizing to your coworkers, they're probably going to find any way they can to get rid of you, because they know and they're scared of unions. They know that a union, when all the workers come together, they can bring down the corporation if they just leave. If nobody is there to work a factory, what good is owning that fucking factory? Support your local unions. Even if you're not a union person, you want to help out, you can always find strikes. And if you got the day off, or if you can take the day off, go march a picket line with them. I'm not a union person, but I'm here to help support your initiative. That kind of thing. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I bet you're already a subscriber, huh? And I bet you already hit that like button, so I don't need to remind you. However, I am still going to thank all my beeps that support the channel through the membership. Thank y'all. You deserve that little kiss next to your name. If you're not subscribed, you really should. You get more stream segments like this, and I have video essays in the future.